Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Wednesday, October 20th at 1:37 p.m. here in drizzly California. The fall is my favorite time of year, so I am enjoying the crispness of the air. The cold breeze feels really good, and it feels really good to see that Bitcoin has a new all-time high. Zooming in here on this crypto chart, on this Bitcoin chart, we can see that this green candle, this nice green candle, has broken above the previous all-time high of $64,589 and has reached a high of $66,950 or somewhere around there, and is currently sitting at 65,863. So what do we have to come in the cryptosphere? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you my targets for Bitcoin, but I'm also going to seek to answer the question, which of the altcoins is going to perform the best against Bitcoin in the short run, like in the next couple of weeks? In other words, which altcoin does it look like is going to break out first? And we're going to look at some BTC charts instead of USD charts for some of the altcoins. Today, I'm going to compare the BTC charts of BCH, XRP. Hopefully, I'm going to get to DOT, DENT, and Matic, and LTC to see which of these charts looks like it's going to do the best against BTC in the short term, maybe in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, first of all, taking a look at this Bitcoin chart, I see that we've been in this symmetric triangle here. If we chart the depth of that symmetric triangle, that creates a target of between 98,500 and $103,708. I don't expect it to be a straight line to that target. Somewhere in the middle will probably around $82,000, $80,000 will probably get rejected, come back down, and retest the all-time high. And then if we survive that retest, we should be on our way toward the short-term target of 103,000, somewhere around there between 98 and 103,000. All right, now let's get to our question. Which of these BTC charts? And the first thing I want you to understand is, this is a DOT chart, but it's DOT USD. So we're looking at DOT against the US dollar. Now, DOT looks strong against the U.S. dollar. I mean, when you look at it, we've got the breakout in the RSI. Last time I showed you this DOT chart, I said that we were breaking above the trend in the price, but we needed a break above the trend in the RSI to confirm it. We've now got that break in the RSI. We got the break in the price. So to me, that means that DOT is on its way towards these upper targets here. It has broken out first. Look at DENT. DENT is also breaking above its trend here. We've got a confirmation break in the RSI. So that means that DENT is heading towards its targets. That's great. Matic is trying to break out above this trend here, but having struggled to get above it. But the RSI has already gone ahead and told us that the momentum is there, moving in the right direction. BCH is trying to break above the trend here. The RSI hasn't quite broken above the trend. XRP is still within the symmetric triangle. We're not seeing the kind of breakout in XRP that we're seeing in the other altcoins, right? So let's take a look at these BTC charts. So this is DOT against the US dollar, but this is DOT against Bitcoin, which means, so just like on the US dollar chart, this is actually a tough concept for a lot of people to understand, but this is key to understanding how to navigate within the cryptosphere. And this is my primary contribution to the cryptosphere, is I help people think in terms of Bitcoin instead of in terms of US dollars. It's a very important distinction to make. So if you look at this DOT USD chart, if you bought DOT here with your US dollars and sold it here, you made a profit. If you sold it here and bought it back here, you made a profit. And if you're holding it here, you're in profit territory. So if you were trading DOT against the US dollar, that would be your goal, to buy it when it's cheap against the US dollar and to sell it when it's expensive against the US dollar. So the reason we put these targets here is because we want to sell some at $215. Hopefully we could have bought it at around $18 so that we could sell it at $215. Now you've made a great profit, a great return on your investment. Now, that means very little if there's not a corresponding increase against Bitcoin, meaning if you bought it here against Bitcoin and then you sold it here against Bitcoin, you bought it when it was cheap in terms of Bitcoin and you sold it when it was expensive in terms of Bitcoin, okay? So what I'm looking at with this .BTC chart is we made a nice cup and handle here. If we could break above this trend line here, that takes us up to 0.002 Bitcoin or 211,691 Satoshis. So remember, every Bitcoin is comprised of 100 million Satoshis, okay? This is 211,000 Satoshis, all right? These are just like every US dollar is made of 100 cents, every Bitcoin is made of 100 million Satoshis. That's why you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a piece of a Bitcoin. And when you try to buy, say, $10 worth of Bitcoin, Coinbase or whatever, Binance, whatever platform you're on is going to translate that $10 into the number of Satoshis that you get, and it'll show you just bought this much Bitcoin. All right? So my target here for DOT is 211,000 Satoshis, whereas right now the cost of a DOT is 67,000 Satoshis, and I'm seeing a breakout pattern. A cup and handle is a breakout pattern, and if we can get above the top of this cup or the line of resistance here, if we can break above it, that sends us on a trajectory, not a straight line, but on a trajectory toward this target of 211,000 Satoshis. Now, once again, here's the dent chart. We've started to break out. Now let's look at dent against BTC. Dent against BTC is somewhat bullish. It's broken above the trend line, but it still has not broken out yet. Same thing with the RSI. Like the RSI is broken above the trend line, but is still moving downward. And so what I'm saying is this could meander for a while. This could meander for a while before it takes off. But once it does take off, the break above this pattern takes us 572%. Now, what does that look like? 572% above the breakout point for our measured objective. Let me do this. 572% above the breakout point takes us up to 7,493 Satoshis. Right now, we're at 926 Satoshis. So when we get the real breakout, my target for dent against BTC is going to be 7x, basically. So in other words, I'm expecting dent between now and the end of the year to outperform Bitcoin by 700% or by 7 times. All right, let's look at BCH. BCH, we're breaking above. The RSI has not quite broken above. Now let's look at BCH against Bitcoin. And we still have a ways that we could come down before we bounce. I mean, we could bounce at any time, but there's still a little ways to go here. There's still a little room before we actually hit the line of support. Of course, we could break before we hit that line of support. I mean, this could always be the case that we've already found the bottom here in the price action, and that we're going to bounce here. But if we look at the RSI, there's not much evidence in the RSI that that's the case. We've already broken above that. That can't be the line. This is probably the line. So we just have to wait and see. The Bitcoin Cash chart is mostly inconclusive. We don't have a breakout in the RSI. We don't have a breakout in the price. We don't have and definitely the MACDs are bearish. So we might have to wait a little while before we see any real movement on the BCH chart. All right. Let's look at Matic. Matic is lingering. We've got a breakout in the RSI. The price action is lingering. The Matic chart, same thing. We're in this falling wedge, which is bullish, even though it's bearish. It's inherently bearish, but it's eventually bullish. We could meander on this line for a while, or we could break out of here, but we're going to need a break in the RSI. Right now, the RSI is bearish and moving into this falling wedge, just like the price action. So the RSI is going to have to break in, but there's no evidence of, we're not seeing the RSI breaking out yet. How about XRP? Same thing for XRP. Here's the problem with XRP against Bitcoin. Thankfully, in the RSI, we're hitting support. And so as long as the RSI bounces at this line of support, then this line here is the bottom. But if the RSI breaks beneath this line of support and starts meandering down towards these lower levels, we got a level here. We got a level here. And we got a level here. If the RSI starts to meander down towards those lower levels, then we could see XRP against BTC come all the way down here to 630 Satoshis, and its historic low was 414 Satoshis. I don't count scam wicks because I don't think there was ever a time that XRP was worth 2 Satoshis. But this is real. I mean, this progression took it all the way down to 414 Satoshis. This one took it all the way down to 630 Satoshis, and you could see that it lingered there. It wasn't just a wick. I mean, at the thickness of the candle, it was still under 700 Satoshis at 676. So that's real. But thankfully, we've got bullish divergence in the RSI. If the RSI keeps moving up, then we're going to stay above this line here, and we're going to break out of here bullish at some point. Last one I'll look at is LTC against Bitcoin, and we're in a falling wedge. We don't know where the bottom is. This was the historic bottom of Litecoin against Bitcoin. We've broken well beneath that. However, we still have this bullish divergence in the RSI. The RSI just keeps moving higher as the price moves lower. Do we know where the support is? No, we don't. We don't know how far in this falling wedge we're going to go down before we bounce. But the key to understand is that the further down we go, the further up we go. But we've got to break above this line of resistance here in the next breakout in order to see really the kind of movement, the kind of breakout that we're anticipating. I think I believe it's coming for all of them, but it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of how much time is it taking. So based on these BTC charts that I've looked at, and by the way, it always looks like this when Bitcoin is moving parabolically, when Bitcoin is breaking out and pressing toward a new all-time high, and all of the money is going into Bitcoin, and the altcoins are lagging. The question is, which one of these altcoins do I think is going to break out first? And the answer to that question is DOT. DOT looks the strongest to me against Bitcoin. Of all of these altcoin charts that I've looked at today, that means that my money would go into DOT right now if I was buying something new. Why? Because to me it seems that a breakout against Bitcoin is more imminent for DOT than it is of other altcoins. They're coming for all of the altcoins. But it looks to me there's a stronger support for DOT. It's made higher lows in the price action. It's making higher lows in the RSI. All it needs is to break above this trend line in the RSI and make a higher high, and boom, it's going to break above this trend line in the price action and make a higher high, and then DOT is on its way towards this target. All right, folks, that's my analysis for today. Remember that this is not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I think. I'm not a financial advisor. If you like this comment, if you like this content, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and drop me a line letting me know. If you disliked this comment, please, please, please give me a thumbs down. And please give me a negative comment telling me what an idiot you believe I am. I appreciate those as well as the positive comments. And remember to make every effort to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.